What's up guys, I'm Olivia and you're watching Drivin and Vibin. Today we are preparing the Argosy to get it painted tomorrow, so let's get started. Welcome back to the channel everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Today we have been busy scraping away old caulk, cleaning up old adhesive from tape. We started to tape off the windows and then we decided that we should probably wait a little bit until we do one last wash down of the trailer. We even took the sander to some of that roller paint we did on the roof just to kind of give it a more even, smooth transition. And we roughed up some of the new aluminum we put around like the bottom underbelly part of the trailer so that the paint sticks a little better. We have been super busy. There's still a lot more to go, but we're about to move the trailer to get it in position to get washed and where it will be painted as well.
Alright y'all, so earlier in the day Olivia and I washed this, sanded it down, really prepped the surface to get ready to paint tomorrow, and now is the very tedious part of starting to tape the stuff off. I'm going to start with the stripe. We're using this 3M platinum tape. After using the cheaper quality painter's tape, this stuff has been a godsend. It is more of a plastic material and it comes off so easily. It's a safe release and it just doesn't leave as much nasty residue, especially if it gets wet or something. So if you're looking for some good painter's tape, check this stuff out. I'll link it below, but I guess let me get rolling on this.
So we got an early start this morning finishing up some of the taping off and last little things that need to be done before we get painted and covering up everything that needs to be covered with plastic. And I think we are about finished now and are ready to put the primer down.
So today we're going to be using Eastwood products. We're going to be spraying with a two-part primer, and then we'll be doing a single stage top coat, which will be a white glossy coat. But Eastwood also provided us this nice gun to spray with. The good thing about this gun, it's called a Concourse 2, is that it doesn't take a lot of air pressure to work properly. So even if you have just a pancake style air compressor, this should get the job done. We are hooking up to a bigger system today, but that is one of the benefits of this gun, is that it's great for a DIYer at home. All right, y'all. So as you see behind me is the primed Airstream Argosy. The primer from Eastwood laid down so nicely. It did not run once. So I was super excited about that. I'm gonna let this dry overnight. The cure time to start sanding is between like 30 and 60 minutes. But for good measure, I'm just gonna come back in the morning, sand out some of the imperfections with some nice wetter dry sandpaper. Then I'll pop another coat of quick primer over that, let it sit for about an hour, and then we'll begin laying the top coat, which is a single stage white glossy dual part paint from Eastwood. Hopefully it'll be looking good, but this thing sure looks interesting behind me now. All right, everyone, welcome to day 3 of this paint job. Hopefully today is the day we wrap it up. Yesterday, I left here after spraying about 2 coats of primer over the top of the Airstream. This is just the primer color. This color of the primer has nothing to do with the color we're going forward with. We're gonna be putting a white over this. But what I'm doing this morning is sanding down some imperfections, some spots we missed, and then I'll be spot priming over those spots I sand and getting ready to put 3 coats of the single stage top coat on the Airstream today and see what happens. We have good conditions outside today to do this. I hope all goes well, but let me get to spraying some of these touch-up primer spots where I sanded down this morning. Alright, y'all, so the outside has been prepped with the primer, sanded down a few times, and we're on to the single stage urethane, which is going to be a stark white glossy finish. We're going to start up top and work our way down with many coats, so let's get rolling. All right, y'all, so I got wheeled around to do the top and it turned out very nice. You can't see it so much in the lighting right now because it's such harsh lighting. But right now I'm going to now do the places I can reach without having to be on the scaffolding. And it doesn't look like I can get it in a much better lit place. But up and down, all the way around. And that's kind of the strategy now. And it's laying very nicely. We had to adjust the air pressure, but this single stage urethane means I don't have to lay a top coat once this coat's applied because this is the top and the gloss coat. It's already looking nice. Let me get back to work and we'll see what happens. All right, y'all, so it is coming along nice. I got the whole first coat now done on the top and the sides. This next coat that we're gonna put on, I'm gonna put a little retardant in there. That slows the drying process a little bit. This is because this coat could be the final coat, and I want the paint to be able to dry together. And because this is such a large surface, it makes it very hard to have every line join while the paint is still wet. This allows for the gloss to shine nicely. So we're gonna put the retardant in this, slow that down a little bit. It should still dry pretty quick. Without the retardant, I mean, this stuff is dry to the touch in 15 minutes easily. So we'll see what happens. Please keep in mind, I know very little about this. This is not a how-to video by any means. Our friend who is helping us do this, David, is really getting the gun set to precision to make it easy for me to paint it. If I didn't have his knowledge and guidance in this process, it would be a lot harder. So at the very least, if you're gonna do this process on your own, make sure you watch some how-to videos on YouTube or have someone with knowledge with you to help you through the process. Let's mix this other paint up and then get back to spraying, and hopefully we'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. It has been a long day today. It really has been a long 3 days in getting this trailer all done. I got a few tips though. Even though this obviously is not a how-to video, through doing this process for the first time and learning how it's done, I can't emphasize enough how important preparation is. We prepped this thing a full day before we painted, but then also for weeks we've been doing prep work on the outside. And even still, we could have done 2 more weeks of prep work to have this thing the most beautiful paint job ever. With that said, this paint job is awesome. A lot of people have been commenting that why the heck do we do it outside? Well, the reason is we couldn't find a place to put this in that was tall enough, and the fact that building a tent or something just didn't seem reasonable. So we waited for the best, stillest day, put it out from under the trees as far as we could, and just ran with it, because that's what we're working with. Even though this renovation has taken 1.5 years, we're doing it all on a super tight budget, because that's all part of this process. Is we want it to be done within our means, but to the best way possible. So painting it outside was the best way possible. We could do it within our means. But the Eastwood paint was freaking amazing. The primer sprayed awesome. The gloss on this single stage urethane is great. I love that I don't have to put a top coat on here. And it really does look good. So I would say if you're trying to paint something like this, our experience with Eastwood products has been great today. So thank you again for watching this video, and remember, the big reveal of the whole Argosy is coming on June 29th. We still have a few tickets left for the event. I'll drop a link in the description if you want to come to the event in South Alabama, but we'll be showing you part of the event online as well. So keep your eyes open June 29th for the huge reveal video where we show you every last piece, design, aesthetics, and functionality of the Airstream Argosy. Thank you for coming along with me today. See y'all next time. Later on.